it's me, zellyscurls. I'm back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. Happy to have you here. Don't be afraid to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my new videos. If you're one of my lovely subscribers, thank you for the support. I really appreciate you guys, and let's build up together. If you're interested in seeing more of me and my daily life, go follow me on Instagram at zellyscurls. So today I'm finally going to be trimming my hair. I'm so ready for this, guys. I already wanted to film it like a week ago, but I've been lazy. And of course I had to record it for you guys and show you guys what I do, how I trim my hair. So we're going to be doing that today. And honestly, I kind of like cutting or trimming my own hair. So obviously before we start trimming our hair, we should think about the signs of when you might need a trim, the tools, and also how you should do it, maybe. So the first sign for me that makes me think I need a trim is if my hair is always tangled. You know when you've been detangling your hair and it feels very smooth at the top, and then you go trim it and it just snags at the bottom. But usually that means that you need a trim because your ends are damaged and that's why they keep getting tangled. So if I notice that while I'm detangling during wash day, then I definitely think I need a trim. So the second sign that makes me think that I need a trim is single strand knots. So single strand knots are those little knots at the end of your hair. They're a sign of damage. So that's the second part where if I start noticing a lot of single strand knots, I think, yeah, I need to grab the scissors. So the third sign is stringy, thin ends. Ugh, no. When I see that on my hair that my curls are becoming more stringy and more thin at the end, I always think, yes, this needs to be cut away. This needs to be trimmed. So yeah, those were the signs that we need to get a trim. Yes. Alright, on to the next part, the tools for a good trim. So I always make sure I have hairdresser scissors with me, or trimming shears as they're called, I'm told. If that's not right, let me know. So when I first bought these, I would always hold them like this, like how you would hold normal scissors, and they would always hurt my fingers quite a lot. It was very uncomfortable and it just didn't feel right. And that was because it wasn't right. So I went on Google and tried to find the best way to hold these scissors so it doesn't cause pain. And that's how I found out you're supposed to hold it like this. Well, like this actually. And since I've been holding it like this, it feels better and it just doesn't hurt my hand anymore. So I've been doing that. I do occasionally switch back because I'm still not really used to it because I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not trying to be either. But this just feels very natural. Other things I have is these clamps to hold my hair. I'm going to be sectioning my hair off later. And I also got hair ties just in case. So now we're at the point where I talk a bit about the technique or method I'll be using. So I always like using the curl by curl method, even though it takes a long time. So basically I take each individual curl and I look at it and cut it or trim it based on what I see. So for that technique, I always make sure that my hair is very defined, as you guys can see. So I can see the ends well. And even though there's a bit frizz, because it's a few days later than I planned to do this, but my ends are quite defined still. I don't know if you guys can kind of see this. So I thought, why not? We can still do it. So now we're moving on to the fun part. So here you guys have a close-up of my hair. So you can kind of see the curls. So I'm going to be starting with this one as an example. As you can see, the last part is very thin. So this part, you guys can see, this part is very thin. So that's the part I'm going to be cutting off. So that's what I'm going to do. See? That already looks way better. So one thing I should probably tell you guys is that I always try to cut the hair in a natural shape or form. So basically I would try to cut it so that the hair would curl up naturally. So as you can see here in the previous one, once I did cut the hair, it still retains a natural curl. It doesn't look very weird. What I use to do this correctly is basically I cut it, and once the cut part falls down, you can see that it'll turn into a curl. And that's a good way to see if you cut it right. So quickly, one thing I forgot to mention is that I parted my hair into 4 sections. To make it easier to go through my head and also make it easier to distinguish which sections I've already been through. So I quickly did the back part off camera to make this a bit faster, and I'm going to show you guys how I trim. So unfortunately my camera turned off in the middle of filming that, so I had to finish it off camera, but it only took about 45 minutes to an hour. I didn't really check time, but it took me like max an hour to get through that, and this is the amount that I just cut or trimmed from my hair. As you can see, it's not a lot of hair, which is good, and I'm just happy that I got it done. I also immediately styled my hair. It's been annoying me a bit that my hair was not voluminous and in the right shape, so I had to quickly do that so I look nice and cute, you know. So I trim my hair every 2 to 3 months, or however often is necessary. It really depends on the condition of my hair, but once I feel like my hair needs to trim, then I'll do that, you know. I also didn't mention this before, well, maybe I'll add it in after, but I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, I'm just confident in doing my own hair. So if you're gonna do this yourself, just make sure you really research, really look at different ways to trim your hair, and then try it out yourself. So this is the end of the video. If you made it to this point, awesome. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye!